TMCC はね、NIC スタートしてからずっと NIC と交流してくれている一番長い、歴史を持つ、ヒストリーを持つ学校の一つになってます。でね、例えば南保さんは、ゆかこさんは TMCC の卒業生ですし、またアカデミックの学生さんが履修しているアカデミックの一般教養のクラスも TMCC のクラスを取ったりする間柄だったりするので、とても良好な学校の一つになっています。今日はナタリー先生においでいただいて、学校の説明をしていただきますので、よくお話を聞いていただいて、良さだとか、ちゃんと知っていただけると嬉しいです。Thank you, Nakatari. Could you start your presentation?
Sure. Okay, so I hope you can see my screen. Oh, perfect. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me this morning. My name is Natalie Brown. I'm the Executive Director at Truckee Meadows Community College for our International Student Services Program. And I'm really excited to share with you a little bit about our school, what we have to offer, and answer any questions that you have. So let me first start with some fast facts. So we are now celebrating our 50 years of being a community college this year. So it's been a lot of fun planning some of those events. We do have a smaller international population. There's 55 students and growing. But we do like to say we have something for everyone in terms of the majors and the programs that we offer, the transferability to other universities, the one-on-one support. We have a lot of new facilities. So we have a brand new fitness center that was just built in 2020, a soccer field. And so we're also planning on breaking ground on a new building this coming year. We also have over 25 partnerships with four-year institutions. And so our students are really transferring after 2 years all over the United States. So many choose to stay here in Reno and go to the University of Nevada, Reno, but we have lots of other options. We also have an experienced international student services team. So to help our students succeed and really have that individualized attention. So Reno is called the biggest little city in the world. And so we have much to offer in terms of sports, recreation, and culture year round. So that really enhances the educational experience. And so every month there's something going on here in the city. And we're starting to see a lot of those events come back. Things like we just had what's called Hot August Nights, which is a lot of classic cars. And so they're modifying the events, but they're putting them on as usual. And so it's fun to see a lot of those activities coming back to life. We host numerous nationally recognized annual events each year that many international students enjoy, and often free of charge to attend these larger events for the community. Some of those examples are the Great Reno Balloon Race. We're going to have the Great Reno Balloon Race coming up in just a few short weeks. Camel races, that's always a really interesting one to watch. Reno air races. So that's great to see some of those airplanes racing across the sky. And I mentioned the Hot August Nights Classic Car Showcase. And then the whole month of July is Reno is Art Town. Every single day there's art events, whether that's musicians, artists, plays, something is happening that's free for our Reno residents. Let's see. So we have, here we go. So we have many different degree options. So we have the transfer degrees, which are the Associate of Science and Associate of Arts. And there's a lot of different options there. And so our students that are planning to transfer to a university, those are some of the options that we have. Some of our more popular areas are in business, engineering, criminal justice, graphic design, but we have a lot of different choices for students to choose from. So we do have many international students now are starting to look into fields like fine arts and dance. And so if there's something that you're interested in, we'd love to help you find that. We also offer more hands-on degrees and certificates in the Associate of Applied Science area. And so those were going to be more technical in nature, more vocational. So if you're interested in diesel technicians or, working on law enforcement or landscape architecture, then those would be some good options for you. And we do have a few bachelor's degrees. So some that's in the manufacturing area, one that's in the business area in logistics, and then also a dental hygiene is new to a 4-year bachelor's degree for us. We have what's called 2+2 transfer, which I'm sure you're all familiar with, but this is really to showcase that year 1 and year 2 at TMCC, you get your associate degree. Once you have that associate degree, you're eligible for 1 year of hands-on work experience called OPT. Once you have that 1 year work experience, and that you can choose to do or not choose to do, that's up to you, you can transfer to a university. And once you transfer to the university, you have 2 more years, and then you get your bachelor's degree. At that bachelor's degree level, you're now eligible for an additional year of hands-on work experience. So starting at the community college is a great way to have those 2 different work experiences in your field of study prior to returning home or continuing on in your education. We also have listed here some of the schools our students have recently transferred to. So you could see our students are really going all over the United States. And then the schools that are in bold is actually where we have developed a transfer partnership, where we have guaranteed admission for our students who have graduated from TMCC. But if there's somewhere in particular you're interested in, you let us know, because I'm always looking at new partnerships and increasing the opportunities for our international students. We also have some increased internship opportunities. So there has been significant growth in recent years in the Reno area. So Reno is about 4-hour drive from San Francisco. We're near the Silicon Valley area. And because it's been so expensive to live in that area, many of these companies have now relocated to Nevada. And so we are now have companies like Tesla, Switch, Panasonic, Apple, Amazon, Google are now building or have already built some of their headquarters here in Reno, which has provided a lot of internship opportunities for our students at big name companies and corporations. We also have a new state-of-the-art programs in manufacturing, logistics, engineering, and computer information technology, which also is helping our students get the internships in some of these specific areas. And then, anything that our students are focused on working towards, then we start the conversations early about what are some of the internship areas you're thinking about? What are some companies you might be interested in? So we want to have our students thinking about it in really, towards the end of their first year, so that we can start building some of those relationships and connections with you. So when you're ready for that OPT, that hands-on work experience, you already have half of it done, ready to go. We have an international club. So this is something that, let's see, I think I missed one slide. But the international club, it's one of the many benefits of studying in the United States. And so one of them, our clubs, activities, student government, ways to get involved. And so this is one of our more active clubs on campus, is the I Club. So it's made up of members of all ages, all walks of life, presenting many different nationalities, and anyone can join. It was created as a social and support network for international students and provides an environment where people can learn about different cultures and understand different perspectives. And we often collaborate with the International Club on different outings and activities. So in fall 19, we went to a pumpkin patch during the Halloween time. So our students could really experience, a pumpkin patch and a corn maze and, some of those things that are very, particularly American for some of our holidays. but it's a fun way that people really can just get together and have some fun. We also now have a men's and women's soccer team, and this started in fall 2019, and they are about to kick off their 3rd season, but it's been an amazing addition to our campus. So tickets are free for the time being, and games draw students, faculty, staff, and community members, but it is a lot of fun to go watch the teams. If any of you are interested in soccer, you're welcome to let me know, and we can put you in contact with our coach as well. Scholarships and employment. So we have many scholarship opportunities for students ranging from $200 to $1,000 per year. And then for our NIC students, we do have a $500 NIC student scholarship for the first semester you're at TMCC. And so that's something that we're hoping to continue as long as possible. So I know that we have secured the funds for that for at least this next year or two. So I'm actively working on increasing that as well. Our TMCC International Student Services, we work closely with Career Hub, which is how our students find jobs on campus. And that really helps with on-campus employment, the internship opportunities, whether you're in classes currently, which would be CPT, or after you graduate, called OPT. So as far as housing, so TMCC does not have dormitories on campus, so students do commute to campus. Our international student services, we can provide personalized assistance to help you find the type of housing that works best for you. Many of our students are working with International Student Placements, ISP, which is our home state organization. And so they really are careful and thoughtful in selecting their host families so that you get a really great host family experience. We also have students that stay in apartments close to campus, or what's called Reno International House is also a popular choice for many students. And that's going to be, there's a number of houses near the university, and it's filled with international students from across the world. And so it's a different type of experience, but it's also a lot of fun for our students too. As far as transportation in Reno, there is a free Reno bus pass with TMCC student ID. Our students also, tend to take Uber, Lyft, or other ride share, especially if they're short on time. And then weekend trips outside Reno, there is a Flix bus, and it's a big bus, that green bus you see there, and it provides great prices for trips to Sacramento, San Francisco. I've had students take it down to Los Angeles. But then we also have the Reno Tahoe Airport. And so many of our students, especially coming from Japan, will likely fly into San Francisco and take another short plane ride, 1 hour, to Reno International Airport. Let's see. Okay, affordable, excellent education. So this slide is really outlining the cost of a year of estimated cost for your tuition, your books, your supplies, your living expenses. So we have estimated the yearly cost at $23,000 for the year. And that would be all expenses. Now, some students might spend quite a bit less if their personal expenses, incidentals are lower. Some might end up spending more. So that's going to be our average cost of attendance. The steps to apply, there's no application fee, which is wonderful for our students. The application can be completed online, and our students then email supporting documents. And those supporting documents is a copy of a current passport, the financial statement showing the $23,000 available, and the high school transcript with date of graduation. And then our third requirement is the English proficiency. And so we actually have many options for English proficiency. These are going to be some of our most popular choices, would be either the IELTS, the TOEFL, the Duolingo test, or IB credit. All right, and that's a little overview of what we have to offer at Truckee Meadows Community College. And I will stop the screen share now And if there's any questions for me, I'd be happy to answer them.
はい、何か質問とかありますか？どうぞ。Hi, Natalie.
Hello.
Yeah, I have one question regarding the internship. This is the
Sure.
first time to know that TMCC have a kind of the opportunities to work at the Disney. Could you explain about it?
Yes, we've had a few of our international students who have received the internships with Disney in various different areas. So one of our most recent students just spent a year internship at Disneyland, and it was in the marketing and communication department. And so that student completed a business degree and focused on the communication and social media, and then did their internship with Disney in that area.
So
We've
a
had
student will go to the Orlando or the Los Angeles.
Yes. Yeah, in Los Angeles. And we had another student that had the internship at Disney World in Orlando. And so that was also on the business side, but it was really focusing on the finance and like logistics management in one of their particular areas at Disney World. But we know we have a lot of students interested in that. And so if that's something of interest, we can provide some more information about how our students apply, what a timeline is, and what are some of the areas they're typically looking for.
Thank you very much. はい、何か質問とかどうぞ。はい、そらちゃん。
I have a question. So, is there interior design class in TMCC?
We do not have interior design. So interior design and fashion design are not degrees that we have, but what we do have is we've had some students, one of our NIC students, Karen, she actually did a business degree with us to focus on entrepreneurship, and then transferred to New York and has then focused on the fashion design. And so if it is something you're interested in, then what we do is we work backwards. Where do you want to finish your degree at the bachelor's degree level? And how can we plug in what's needed at TMCC so that we can get you everything that we can before you transfer?
Thank you.
So we kind of build it for you. And it may be that we have a year that we can offer before you transfer, but you will know exactly what classes we offer that will work towards your ultimate goal.
Thank you.
I wish we did have those degrees though.
はい、いかがですか？他の皆さん。はい、まこちゃん。
Hello, my name is Mako. I want to learn nursing. Can international students learn nursing?
Yes, our international students can apply to our nursing program. It is pretty difficult to get into our nursing program because it's highly selective, but it's doable. And so when we work with students interested in nursing, we also plan to have a backup major that you can work on just in case you don't get in. But then we look at what GPA do you need? What classes do you need? Is there additional experiences that will help your application? So we do work with you every step of the way to give you the best shot at being admitted to the nursing program.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
大輝くんも挙げてたよね。
Hi, I'm Daiki.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. And I have a question.
Sure.
Is there a product design class in TMCC?
Yes, so we do offer some product design through our engineering program. And I was mentioning a new building we're looking at, and we're building in an entire maker space. so that our students, there will be 3D printing. There's going to be a whole design area just for product design and doing competitions. So we're really excited about that breaking ground this coming year. It is an area that we're planning on growing for opportunities for students too.
Sounds very nice.
I'm excited about it.
Thank you.
はい、他にははい、綾乃ちゃんどうぞ。
Hello, I'm Ayana Shindo. Nice to meet
Hello.
you. I want to learn communication study, and my plan is to 2-year community college and transfer 4-year university. And I plan to major communication study for 4 years university. Then I want to know about communication study in this college.
Okay, that's a wonderful field. So what's great about that is we do offer a full associate degree of 2 years in communication studies. And nearly every university in the United States also has a degree in communication studies. So it's really going to be wherever you choose to go after TMCC, you can really choose any university because they would likely have that same program. And so we can help you every step of the way through that transfer process.
In TMCC, what can I learn about communication? And what activities there?
ちょっとね、こもってて聞こえにくいんだよね。It's really difficult to hear your voices. Could you write down your question in the chat? Thank you.
Well, these are some great questions.
Just じゃあその間にどなたかクエスチョンしておきましょうか。はい、カズマ君。
Can you share? Yeah. Yes. I want to play soccer in university. So, but I want to transfer the university. So maybe I should study hard and do some activity like volunteer or work experience. So if I play soccer, can I go the university and how long or how often played soccer a day?
So if you did play soccer for our team, then you would have the 2 years at the community college level, and then you can transfer to a university for your additional 2 to 3 years of eligibility. So it's definitely a way that you can use the platform of playing soccer to get some more exposure and visibility before then transferring to another university for a soccer team. Now, the University of Nevada, Reno in our area does not offer a men's team, so it would be outside of this area for the transfer. But it is a good place to start.
Thank you.
Do you have any tournament?
Yes.
What kind of the games will be happen
So
to the
our
TMC
conference,
students?
sure, our conference for soccer is called it's the SWAC. It's the Southwest Athletic Conference, and they play schools in California, Utah, let's see, Wyoming, and they'll add in a few here and there, but it's about 14 games or so a season. But it is, like I said, they're just starting to kick off, and they've been practicing all summer long. And so we're excited about that. Our men's team did make it to the regional championships this last spring. And it was kind of an interesting year to have our soccer playing in an off season, really. But it was a great way that they were still able to play. And so we're looking forward to a bit of a more normal season coming this fall. And let's see, Ayano, I'm reading your question now, but what kind of activity in the communication degree, and are there differences from other community colleges? So that's a great question too. So in our communication studies degree, you're going to be taking classes like interpersonal communication, small group communication, public speaking. So you're going to be working in smaller class sizes. So our class sizes are usually about no more than 20 students, 20 to 25 students. So you get a lot of hands-on time to practice your communication studies. There's a lot of group projects. We do a lot of work collaboratively with one another. And so that is going to be kind of the building blocks for your communication degree. So when you transfer, you can really decide what type of communication do you want to focus on. Now, at a community college level, we're going to offer pretty similar types of classes that you would find really at the first 2 years of communication degree. What I think really makes it different for TMCC is the surroundings, the atmosphere, the help and support you get from your professors, from myself and the rest of the international services team. So I really think that is unique in what we're able to provide in support for our students. So we really do know each and every one of our students. You all get to know me, and as the director, it doesn't happen at every community college, but I do love working with our international students, with our partners like NIC. So it is I think that really is what makes this stand out, regardless of your degree plan.
Yeah, I can understand clearly. Thank you.
Oh, good.
はい、他にはいかがですか？大丈夫そう？大丈夫かな？はい、どうぞどうぞ。
Natalie, may I ask a question?
Of course.
Which universities are popular for Japanese students mainly to transfer to?
So I'd say the most popular is the University of Nevada, Reno. I think that people do enjoy the area. You make friends in this area, and so many students want to stay. But for our students that want to have a very different experience after their 2 years, especially for our Japanese students, we have many students that are transferring to New York. So that's actually one of our number 2 places for transfer. And what I love about that is you really get the experience of 2 different sides of the United States. On the West Coast in Reno, and you can travel, see California and some of the big sites, and then experience the Truckee Meadows Community College culture, but then transferring to New York on the other side of the country and doing something in an area that's totally different. And so really having, as a study abroad experience, 2 very different lifestyles. The United States is very large and it's very different from one coast to the other. But that would be one of our, I'd say the most popular state besides staying in the Reno area. And so we've had our students who have transferred to different SUNY schools, the New School of Architecture, Interior Design, Fashion Design, the Fashion Institute of Technology, FIT. So it is a very popular choice, particularly for our students who are coming to us from Japan.
Thank you.
In addition to that, there are some students who transferred to the U of Wisconsin. U of Wisconsin is one of the top schools in the US. So not only New York, but also other states, kind of the top university in the US.
Yeah, so we have students transfer all over the United States. So, we have some students that have gone to Berkeley and Stanford. We had students that have transferred to Northwestern University. It's really wherever you're interested in transferring to, we will work with you to give you, everything you need to apply and, hopefully be successful in that transfer. It's one of the areas I'm very passionate about is helping our students through the transfer process, because it can be confusing, because as a student, you really only do that one time, whereas us as a staff member, we help students through it a lot. And so we want you to, work with us so we can make it as easy as possible for our students, regardless, no matter where you transfer to.
素晴らしいと思います。Excellent. Thank you very much. 他に何か質問とかあります？大丈夫そう？はい、あやのちゃん。
Ayano, I think you're still on mute. I do it all the time.
And can I have some part-time job in the college?
Yes, many of our students do work part-time jobs up to 20 hours per week. Even in that first year, what's nice about it is it's some extra spending money. It helps you get connected to the college. And, we actually have a lot of our students in student jobs, even with myself in the International Center as a peer mentor, reaching out to other international students, but it's not the only place to work. But we're also a lot more flexible, everywhere across campus. When you have an on-campus job, you can usually then also be doing your homework. You have, you're connected to the college. So we do recommend, our students to do that because it's another kind of fun experience while you're on campus. But yes, we have many student jobs. Right now, we have almost 100 student jobs that we need to fill. So we always have them available.
Thank you very much. 他に何か質問あります？はい、そらちゃん。
Yes, no, maybe connect study, but I want to ask, so are there many alligators around the TMCC? Because TMCC's character is alligator, I think.
Architecture? Is that what?
Alligator. Alligator. そう。
何かな？日本語で言ってみて。
ワニってアリゲーターじゃないんですか？ワニ？
アリゲーター。
アリゲーター。あれ？
アニマル。
アニマル、
Oh, okay. So what we have, no, I apologize for that. We do have a veterinary nursing program. It used to be called veterinary technician, but we do have a program that would lead to a 2-year degree with hands-on veterinary nursing skills. Now, we do have students depending on what level you want to pursue. So if you want to be the veterinarian, the vet doctor, we can also help transfer students for programs like that, but they are quite a bit longer and similar to medical school, but there's 2 different paths. So whether you want to be the technician, we have a program dedicated to being that hands-on person working with a veterinarian, or you can also transfer, and there's programs like the University of Nevada, Reno prepares students to apply to veterinarian school. So it is there's a couple different ways you can go, but yes, we can be a good start. And if you're not 100% certain what you want to study, most of our students who start at TMCC, especially those who are coming from, the United States, don't know either. And so we do help our students to kind of decide what it is you want to do, what are you interested in, and then how can we help you get there?
Thank you.
ワニいないから大丈夫。はい。はい。 他に何か質問ございますか？大丈夫そう？ Natalie, could you mention the lobby in the campus?
The lobby?
Yes, there are so many wide lobby in the campus, I know.
Yeah, so on our main campus, there is a big student space. We have a lot of, outdoor areas, some big indoor areas, as well as where my office and those of the international student staff is located. It's called the Disco. It's the Diversity and International Student Center and Office. And what's fun about the Disco is it's now become like the hangout space on campus. So we have computers there. There's a meditation room for students who just need to get away for a few minutes and breathe. We have lots of tables that you can work together on projects. We also offer like an international coffee hour once a month. And it's become one of our largest events that we host on campus. And that is every month we highlight whether it's a student, a staff member, or community member who wants to talk about their time traveling. We have food and coffee, tea, particularly from that area. And it's a good way to share our cultures, your cultures, and really have some time to connect with one another. But that's been a really fun, now it's a monthly event that we host pretty regularly, but our students love it, our staff love it. And so it is fun to just be there in the Disco and enjoy some of the offerings that we have.
Thank you very much. 他に何か大丈夫ありますか？大丈夫そうだね。はい、それじゃあ最後にね、ナタリー先生に拍手でね、皆さんの感謝の気持ちを伝えていただければと思います。Thank you, Natalie.
Of course, you guys have been a wonderful group. Thank you so much for having me. And if you do have any other questions, feel free to, let your staff people from NIC know, because, we connect pretty regularly. And I'd be happy to answer questions you have after the fact. Well, thank you again so much. I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Hi, thank you. You too.
Questions, I look forward to answering them.
Thank you very much. Bye bye. Thank you. はい。さっきの学校の周りのアリゲーターの話なんですけども、あれね、アリゲーターっていうよりも、なんていうのかしら、トカゲさんなんだよね。暑いから。だからトカゲさんとかもいます。で、他の学校と同様にリスとかもたくさんいるんだけども、さっきちょっと話それちゃったんだけど、ノウサギがいるんですよね。学校の中に。学校の中にノウサギいるのって私見たことなくてすっごい驚いたんだけど、そういう自然豊かな環境の中で学べる学校の一つかなと思います。大丈夫かな？実際には他の学校でも学校の中に鹿が出るような学校だとか、そういうところもあったりするんだけど、リノはそういった意味で素敵な場所でしょうというところですね。はい。皆さん今日もありがとうございました。また次回よろしくお願いいたします。はい、ありがとうございます。
皆さん、サッカーのくだりが分かんなかったんですけど、なんて言った
私もね、要するにサッカーはあそこの中でしかないんだよね。だから4年生大学の方にトランスファーするときには、リノにはないから4大の方にトランスファーする。あとトーナメントはそのエリアにはないんで、他の州でトーナメントに出てるらしいです。
実際にサッカーやってるコミュニティカレッジってあるんですか？
あるよあるよ、シトラスとかあるし。あとビュートとかチコとかあの辺もあるし、あと、いくつかある。
ありがとうございます。じゃあ知られてます。
はい。で、その際にはちょっと待ってね。今日後で話すんだよね。
そうです。
その時にお知らせするよ。ここのサイトにいるとコミュニティカレッジのトーナメントでどんな学校が出てるとか強いとかそういう話ができますので準備しておきます。
お願いします。
はい、それじゃあね、失礼します。